So continuing on from the speed run that I was doing, next in the category is Wayne. We already reviewed this one, so I'm going to close this one down. Okay, I don't want you to see, no spoilers. Alright, so next was a Wayne bot. Alright, does it say what Wayne is? Don't look. Okay. So no spoilers. Okay. So, how did the game unfold? I had noticed that I was getting white too much, and I did fix this on later on. I was making sure that it was random, but I was just making sure that I would keep clicking the randomizer to make sure that it would change between every so games. But I started with Queen's Pawn opening, and he started with, I forget what this is called, but I know it's something. I thought it was going for a gambit line, and I've been preparing that gambit line, because I thought it was, this comes out, I take, and then he does this, and then I do this, and then he moves the queen here, and then I move the bishop here, and then he checks me, which is stupid, so I bring it back here, and then I lose b2. I'm supposed to allow this, and then I bring the knight out, and then he has two options. He can do something with the knight, or he can do something with the bishop, and I have a response for both. And it ends up with me winning his queen. But I haven't mastered it, so sometimes I mess it up, and then I just like lose everything. But we didn't go into any of that. Well, not in this game, because he goes for this, and I wasn't sure what this did. I think that he was just happy to have a queen and wanted to move it across the board. So I said, okay, you get to move your queen again. I'm going to develop my knight with tempo. So queen goes here. I wasn't sure what this did, except for making it another attackable target. So I had to move the queen again. And then I was just like, well, again. So I'm just like making his queen do laps around the board. I mean, she started here, and then she moved to here, wait, here, to here, to here, to here, to here. I considered briefly doing this, but I thought it was, never mind. I did it anyway. I wanted a castle. So he moves over here. So from here to here, to here, to here, to here, to here. Don't do this when you're playing chess. Look at how many pieces I've got developed now. And like everything's defended. The pawn's defended. This pawn is defended by the knight. Okay, wait. This pawn is defended by this knight. This pawn is defended by this knight. The reason I did the order that I was in, because I had to make the conscious decision while doing this. Because originally I thought, okay, well, I wasn't expecting this. I felt like this was a pretty classic move. What was the problem, though? Okay, maybe it was a different game that I was referring to, but I need to make sure that this pawn wasn't hanging when I needed to move the bishop. I castled, and, you know, look at the shape I'm in, you know? I've got two pawns in the center. I mean, it's supposed to be there, but, you know, still, I've got two pawns in the center. I've got two knights developed, one bishop, in good shape. So he brings the knight out, and so I bring my knight forward, which was stupid, but I just saw that this was there. I should have, like, honestly done something with the bishop, and he punishes me for it. So I check him, you know, going for the rook. So he moves to safety. I pick up the rook. I was so shocked when I saw this move on the board that I said, what the fuck? So he like checks me right down the middle. I take. He takes the bishop. I was so shocked. Just like, why did he get? Did he think that the king couldn't take or something? Did he think that was mate? Did he think that the knight works like this? The knight's protecting this square somehow. It would have to be here. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But developed with tempo again. He took. I took. He took. I don't know why I didn't take and just win that. I do not know why I didn't do that. I mean, what was I thinking here? I could have just won this. If he goes here, I go here. Like, so I allowed this check. I don't know what I was thinking at that specific moment. I must have been like so blown by the fact that he just like, you know, threw his queen at me. So he does that. I finally realized that, you know, that was hanging. So I used that opportunity to get my knight to safety, so he's not stuck on the side of the board. His pieces are not coordinated well at all. So now he's attacking my bishop. So I decided to defend the bishop. So he attacks. That doesn't work though, because we've got this fork between these two pieces. So I take it with check. He defends. I counterattack. I pick up the knight for free. Check. 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 And mate. So that miss was probably when I should have taken the bishop. So, looking at the review, played at 92% 7 accuracy, 92.7% accuracy. No brilliant moves. I'm always looking for the brilliant moves and the great moves. But 14 best moves. Wayne played at 81.1. For someone who's rated 250, he played really strong. But I just played better. And so my middle game accuracy was on point. My opening accuracy was on point too. So it was a good game against Wayne. I would say let's review it, but I don't think that there was much to review except for that one. I didn't take the rook when I had the opportunity to take it. All right, so that's it for this video. If you like the video, it would help my self-esteem to see the numbers start growing. So, if you, how do I say? Please like and subscribe. Probably as simple as that. All right, cool. All right, until next time.